This video will cover the steps for writing an annotated bibliography. So the first step is to find your article. So this is going to be one article. Now I annotated it using digital technology. You don't need to do that. You can print it and do it by hand. So what I'm trying to do here is annotate the text. And annotation just means take notes. So I'm going to jot down, I want to underline or highlight key information. For the most part, people over-highlight. I didn't use highlighting a lot here. I used more underlining. But you want to underline or highlight as little as possible. You really want to only find the key details you think you're going to use when you write your summary. The key details that you think you want to use, you might be able to use when you write your academic essay. So as I go along here, I identify things that I think are important, like the main threat to the liver is alcohol. That obesity is called obesity and liver damage is called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. I find a startling statistic here that I might want to use as my hook. And the hook is the first one or two sentences in the introductory paragraph. It's something that you use to grab the reader's attention. So I might want to use this quote as my hook. In this part of the essay, the writer confused me because I don't know this term well enough, so I might go back and research more about this information. So this is where I put a question mark because I'm not sure what they mean here. Again, I continue to annotate or take notes. I can jot things in the margin and so forth. When I get to this section, I noticed that the writer here is talking about how scientists have demonstrated that in preclinical models, extracts of milk thistle can do two things. So I numbered them 1 and 2. Again, in this part, I was confused a little bit, so I'd probably want to dig a little deeper here and maybe do some additional research. When I'm finished taking my notes, then I'm going to get to a sheet of paper, and I'm going to have my annotated essay with me, but now I'm trying to figure out what are the 2 or 3 or 4 key parts that I want to summarize. So here, the main thing in this article that this article did was it talked about what causes liver disease, the different things that cause liver disease. And then they talk about the different ways that milk thistle was used to treat, or how it's used to treat liver disease. So I wrote out my summary here without going back and forth too much to the article, and by putting it into my own words. So this is my summary that I'm going to transfer now into a Google document. But if I can keep my article here and go back to the source here and sort of think about what I think is important. The key here is that if I'm going to copy the wording from the source, I put it in quotation marks. Everything else that I don't put in quotation marks means that I put it exactly in my own sentence structure, in my own words. I don't copy their sentence and then change a couple words or rearrange their sentence. I'm trying to put it exactly in my own wording. That's the key to summary writing. Otherwise, you can be charged with plagiarism. So, for example, if I copied all this word for word and didn't put it in quotation marks, I just plagiarized because I stole words and sentences from this source and used them as my own. So quotation marks indicate that I borrowed the exact wording, these 1, 2, 3, 4 words exactly from the source for my paper, for my summary. The page numbers here indicate where I learned the information, and that'll be part of your summary. Once I've taken my notes, and I know that it'll be tempting to skip this step, but the key is, and you could do this as you're reading the text actually, I start to see main ideas. The main idea here are the different kinds, again, are the different kinds of diseases, or the different kinds of ways that liver disease are caused, the causes of liver disease, and then the treatments. They specifically talked about how milk thistle is used to treat it. All right, then I jump to my Google Doc. Again, I still want to include my heading, my header. My title should be Annotated Bibliography 1 because this is my first one. Liver detoxification is my topic. We did the works cited entry in the previous video, so there's my works cited entry. And then my summary follows. So here's my summary of that particular article. So you're going to submit 3 of these each week. So if I put 1 here, I can copy this, paste here, oops, and then change this to annotated bibliography number 2 and start the process over again. Again, you start with the works cited entry right here, then you write the summary right here. And if you feel like it's better, you can write the word summary here and put it down here. You can add works cited here, just to keep those organized if you want. You don't really need them, but you're welcome to add them if it makes it easier for you. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Again, the key is to summarize, which means to put the information in your own words. Quote only when necessary. When you're writing the summary, you want to start off with a signal phrase introducing the author. So here you see that the author is Shirley Dannon. In academic writing, we refer to the authors by their last name. So here I just put Dannon discusses how liver-related deaths have jumped 65% between 1999 and 2016. I learned that information on page 77 of our article, so I add the parenthetical citation, letting the reader know where the page number that I found that. If your source does not have page numbers, you just don't add the parenthetical citation. Another option, if you don't want the signal phrase, is you would say something like, liver-related deaths have jumped 65% between 1999 and 2016, and then I could put Dannon 77 in there. So this still tells me that this information right here came from a source. This summary right here came from the source on this page number. So you have lots of choices when you're writing these. MLA encourages the use of signal phrases, but it can be done each way. So let me know if you have any questions. Of course, you're going to make mistakes along the way. Do the best you can, and I'll guide you as we progress.